Om Jnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. My humble obeisances to all the exalted Vaishnavas on the call. I just wanted to share a simple presentation on how to distribute Sri Caitanya Caritamrita. Before I share the presentation, I wanted to read a translation and purport from the 7th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, 10th chapter, verse number 65 to 66. In this, Narada Muni continued, it says, thereafter, Lord Krishna, by his own personal potency, consisting of religion, knowledge, renunciation, opulence, austerity, education, and activities, equipped Lord Shiva with all the necessary paraphernalia, such as a chariot, a charioteer, a flag, horses, elephants, a bow, a shield, and arrows. When Lord Shiva was fully equipped in this way, he sat down on the chariot with his arrows and bow to fight with the demons. So the context here is like Lord Shiva was trying to fight with the demons, and he was defeated. So this is after that. And Srila Prabhupada writes in the purport, he says that although Lord Shiva is very powerful, he lost a battle to the Asuras, and therefore he was morose and disappointed. However, because he is one of the chief devotees of the Lord personally equipped him with all the paraphernalia for war. The devotee, therefore, must serve the Lord sincerely, and Krishna is always in the background to protect him, and if need be, to equip him fully to fight with this enemy. For devotees, there is no scarcity of knowledge or material requisites for spreading the Krishna consciousness movement. So we were just discussing this verse yesterday before we went out on book distribution, that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is available for all of us in the background, backing us up. All we have to do is just go to the battlefield and give it a best try, and Krishna will help us through his instructions. So I'm just going to share a simple presentation on how to distribute Caitanya Caritamrita. There are many ways to present Caitanya Caritamrita. It mainly is you present it from your heart, and then Krishna will inspire you what to say. But these are some simple tips that you can use in your presentation. So we start our presentation always with saying that this is a part of Gomatsya to preserve this Vedic knowledge. So we are presenting this Caitanya Caritamrita also as part of the Gomatsya project. Caitanya Caritamrita is written by Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, like Srimad Bhagavatam was written by Vyasadeva. So as you present Srimad Bhagavatam, Caitanya Caritamrita is also very similar. We just use the same presentation that we use for Bhagavatam for Caitanya Caritamrita. So Vedas, if you say, is like a tree, and there are so many branches of the Vedas, but the ripened fruit or the essence of all the Vedas is Srimad Bhagavatam. And Bhagavatam simplifies the concepts of Gita in the form of stories, and how to live a life of Srimad Bhagavatam is given in Sri Caitanya Caritamrita. So Sri Caitanya Caritamrita explains the life and teachings of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And who is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? He was a great saint, like you have seen Ramanujacharya, Sri Madhvacharya, and many other saints in North India that we know. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu just came as a saint. He was one of the very popular saints in Bengal who came, and through his life and teachings in a practical way, he exemplified Srimad Bhagavatam. So, and in Krishna in Bhagavad Gita, he says, Sarvadharman Parityajya Mamekam Sharanam Vraja Aham Tvam Sarvapapebhyo Mokshaishyami Masuchaha. He says, abandon all varieties of religion and just surrender to me. But it's not so easy, especially in this current age, to surrender unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And moreover, we don't even know how to surrender to Krishna. So when Krishna, after he went back, he thought, I gave this instruction, but I did not tell people how to surrender. So then Krishna came asked Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to teach us in a very simple and practical ways on how to apply this principle of surrendering to him. So he came and he taught us that, don't have to abandon everything. Just do your duty, do your job. If you're a software engineer, go to your office, do your job. But at the same time, how you can incorporate the teachings of Bhagavad Gita, and especially in this age, how to chant the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra in simple way. That is what he came to teach us. And he walked the talk. So he was just like he acted like an ordinary person, and he lived for 48 years. And in Caitanya Caritamrta is a biography of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, which has divided into Adi Leela, Madhya Leela, and Antya Leela. And this is all in a story format, so it is easy for us to understand. So he just acted like an ordinary householder in the Adi Leela pastimes that we can see. He had a mother, he had a wife, he had a brother, how he dealt with them. Then later on, how he taught by example, by taking these renounced order of life, how he preached the cult of the Krishna consciousness is given in the later part, and so many other pastimes. And Caitanya Caritamrta also gives us a value-based education, like how to deal, how to have ideal relationships, how to deal with seniors and juniors, how to deal with parents, how to have good relationships with friends, and how to celebrate festivals in the right mood. For example, here during the Mahaprakasha Leela, there was an etiquette that was followed. So from this example, we can learn how to respect a spiritual master or a teacher. And this is the relationships and how to understand emotions of other people, being compassionate, and how to have a humility. And this is about two friends, an older Brahmana and younger Brahmana, that is given the story of Sakshi Gopal. These stories you all know. That's why I'm, excuse me, I'm not going in detail, but I'm just giving some pointers which you can use in your presentation of Sri Caitanya Caritamrita. So this is a story of Sakshi Gopal, where there's an old Brahmana and a young Brahmana, and how both of them were actually trying to uphold the values of truthfulness, and how they surrendered to the Supreme Lord to ask for help in case of difficult conditions. The older Brahmana was in a predicament on how to please his family, at the same time uphold his principles, and the younger Brahmana did not want the older Brahmana to break his promise. So the whole story of the Sakshi Gopal exemplifies how to uphold our principles. So this is a very good thing for children, because children at young age can read and learn these moral values. And also how to celebrate festivals. I mean, we only know about celebrating festivals in terms of cooking some nice prasadam and then having prasadam. But there's so much more joy when you actually involve and do some service, and especially if you do it together. This also shows how you can develop teamwork, how to learn how to cooperate with other people. In this pastime of Gundicha Marjana, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he was leading by example as a leader, and he was personally cleaning, and how everybody else was just trying to assist. There was a line of water pots that were placed. One is taking the pot to the other. And you can also learn how you can be just a follower and don't care about the credit. So all of these examples will help us to build a good character within ourselves, and especially for children as well. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also traveled to so many places, holy places. He went to South India. If you see this map, how he traveled all the way from Jagannath Puri to Kanyakumari and then back. He also went to Pandharpur to look for his brother. And he discovered many important literatures Kurma Purana and everything. Sometimes, honestly speaking, I have not visited all of these holy places, but when we read these pastimes from Caitanya Caritamrta about the holy places, we can learn about the holy places, at the same time develop a right mood. If we visit the holy places, what should be our mood when we go to these places? So Caitanya Caritamrita, you can learn a lot of things just by reading these pastimes. And as you all know, the Rath Yatra is a famous pastime that happens in Jagannath Puri. All we know is that people pull the chariots, but what is the mood behind it? What kind of ceremonies are performed before, during, and after Rath Yatra? How Jagannath is put on the chariot? All of these things are very detailedly explained in Caitanya Caritamrita. Even though we may not have visited, I don't know if we'll ever be there for the Rath Yatra in person, but you can practically experience all those pastimes live while you're reading Sri Caitanya Caritamrita. And especially in Vrindavan, if you haven't been there, you can learn about these holy places and how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave instructions to his disciples, the 6 Goswamis, to go and excavate these lost places as well. So it's a preservation also you can learn from this. So there is much more that you can learn from Caitanya Caritamrita. And according to your realization, you can share more and more stories about Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu from these books. These are just a few samples of the stories. And we say that Caitanya Caritamrita comes in 9 volumes when we're trying to show the display copy. And they say, give me only 1 book, but we just tell them that how this is 9 volumes. It is like like Srimad Bhagavatam. The entire Bhagavatam is the body of Lord Vishnu. Similarly, Chaitanya Caritamrita and its complete version gives the pastimes of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as a whole. So that's why we do not break the set. We give them in 9 volumes. And today is a very special day. Whichever day you're going, just say it's a very special day. It was originally written in Bengali, but I don't know Bengali. I don't know how to speak or read, but we have it available in English transliteration, so you can read. And if you're interested, you can also learn Bengali. And this entire set is priceless, but we just ask for a minimum price of shipping and printing, and which is only $99. But there is no minimum. At the same time, there is no maximum. So give the best you can. And that's how we end